Recording in progress.
Good evening. We will call the Auburn City Council meeting for Monday, February 2nd, 2026 to order. We will begin with a land acknowledgement. We would like to acknowledge the federally recognized Muckleshoot Indian Tribe, the ancestral keepers of the land we are gathered on today. We thank them for their immense contributions to our state and local history, culture, economy, and identity as Washingtonians. So tonight's meeting will be held both in person and virtually. And I don't believe she's here, but is Aubrey Dijon in the audience? Aubrey? Okay. If you would all please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. And Sean, will you please call roll?
Deputy Mayor Tracy Taylor.
Here.
Councilmember Ammer.
Here.
Councilmember Baldwin.
Here.
Councilmember Lott.
Here.
Councilmember Rakes.
Here.
Councilmember Sturgis.
Here.
Councilmember Clinton Taylor.
Here.
Thank you. All right, we will move to appointments. Tonight we have one appointment, and that is to the Auburn Junior City Council. City Council to approve the appointment of Lanya Musin to the Auburn Junior City Council for a 2-year term expiring August 31st, 2027. Is there a motion? Deputy Mayor Taylor.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve the appointment of Lanya Musin to the Auburn Junior City Council for a 2-year term to expire on August 31st, 2027.
Thank you. Is there a second? Councilmember Sturgis.
Thank you, Mayor. I second.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Taylor.
I had an opportunity to talk to Lanya not too long ago. She is a bright young woman, and I'm very excited that she wants to be so civically involved with our Junior City Council.
Wonderful. Thank you. Council, are there any questions or comments? All right, all those in favor of the 2-year appointment expiring August 31st, 2027 for Lanya Musin to the Auburn Junior City Council, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. The appointment passes. Sean, do we have any agenda modifications this evening?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, we'll move to public comment. This is a place on the agenda where the public is invited to speak to the City Council on any issue. And the public can participate in person or submit written comments in advance. Did we receive any written comments, Sean?
Yes, Your Honor. The clerk's office received written comments from James DeLay and Julian Lowe, which were forwarded to the mayor and council prior to tonight's meeting.
Thank you very much. And do we have anyone online that has requested special access via?
No, Your Honor, we did not.
Okay. All right, we will move to in-person comments. And I ask that you raise your hand. When you come up to the podium, please give your name and your city of residence for the record. And please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Sean will start the countdown clock for you, which is right by where she's seated. And you'll be able to see that 3 minutes. I will ask you to stop at the end of your 3 minutes. All right. Is there anyone that would like to speak this evening? Please come forward, name and city of residence for the record. Yes, to the podium, please. And then, as I mentioned, there is that 3-minute clock.
My name is Corey Thompson. I live here in Auburn itself. I've lived here for almost my entire life.
And I will just tell you, Mr. Thompson, you don't have to lean over that far.
Oh, okay, sorry.
It'll pick you up.
Okay.
It just looks uncomfortable.
Okay. I'm here to talk about the ICE situation that's been going around in the United States so far. So far, Chicago, Florida, New York, Boston, Texas, they're all under fire right now because ICE has pretty much targeted everyone in their cities. They have been damaging cars. They have been pulling people out of their cars, their houses. They've been pepper spraying people, and they've been either shooting people who try to interfere and everything. And I think that's sick. That is wrong. And I am hoping you are not letting ICE come into Auburn, because if you do, not only are you allowing the city of Auburn and the people who live in Auburn who are supposed to be kept safe, that you're not going to let ICE come into Auburn and let them terrorize people and getting shot at, because not only that, you are letting them come into your guys' houses and break in and take or steal or kidnap people. I'm a little emotional and everything because I've been seeing so many videos of people being killed, like Renee Good. She did nothing. All she did was try to get her car out of the way. And when the ICE officers shot her through her car window because he said, and I quote, "She tried to run me over." The video clearly shows she did not do that. That is fact. Another guy who got detained by ICE, he was on the ground, subdued and handcuffed, and the ICE officer shot him dead. He was murdered. Everyone that ICE has shot were murders. They were not detainees. They were not in fear of their lives. Those people were murdered. And I seriously hope you are not going to let ICE come into here in Auburn and do the same thing to us like in Minneapolis. I was at a protest last Friday. I don't know if you guys saw it, but there was a protest outside City Hall last Friday, and it was a bunch of students that walked out of school to do a protest. I'm not sure they're going to do it again. They might do it. I heard that they might do it, but I'm not completely sure. So please, I am begging you, do not let ICE come in here and do the same thing that has been happening in Minneapolis and all around the other states. They've already went into tribal territories and have detained so many Indian tribute families. That is all. Thank you. I hope you do the right thing.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak this evening? Please come forward, sir. Oh, okay. And then you'll be next, sir.
Good evening. Rocky Salvador, resident in Auburn. Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm here tonight concerned for our community. Over the past several weeks and months, we've seen our federal government escalate tactics in communities large and small under the guise of removing illegals and dangerous criminals from our streets. We know this to be mostly false, as they're illegally detaining people with active asylum cases at hearings, people on their way to work, people at work, in front of their children as they drive to and from school, and they're illegally detaining U.S. citizens. We heard from Governor Bob Ferguson and Attorney General Nick Brown last week about their plans to hold ICE agents accountable and work with cities in our region on a plan to assist their community members as this continues to escalate nationwide. We also heard from Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson and her plan to block activity of these people on city-owned property, including parks, and require SPD to investigate, verify ID of immigration enforcement, document any incidents with them, and secure scenes of potentially unlawful acts to gather and preserve evidence as a sanctuary city is necessary for Auburn to take a similar stance. Auburn should be prepared for this activity to increase and escalate, even if it doesn't. We need to enact a plan now, not when it's too late. If there is a plan, share a plan. I'm also going to ask people of Auburn who are home watching this to get involved to help peacefully in some way. You can come here every other Monday and make your voice heard. You can join this meeting via Zoom if unable to attend in person or fear leaving your home. You can write to the city council members and the mayor directly. You can also call the city directly with your concerns and questions. Supporting small businesses in Auburn that are run by people who are most likely to be affected is something also that we can do. There are many peaceful actions we can take to make sure our collective voice is heard in this community and share that what is happening in our country is not okay and that we want our community safe from this militarized federal agency whose sole existence is to arrest people who have warrants for removal and nothing else. We have an inalienable right as people to walk down our streets in our neighborhoods, through a grocery store, attend church, go to school, go to work, attend sporting events, visit family, see our children perform their thing they have worked so hard to learn, safely, free from threat of a police force or vigilante threatening life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Expecting people to present proof of citizenship to someone not required to show proof they are actually law enforcement is dangerous, and it goes against our Fourth Amendment right protecting us against unreasonable searches and seizures without probable cause. Being brown or having an accent is not probable cause. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and sir, up front here.
Hi, my name's Tim Gilmore. I live up Lee Hill, Auburn. I was here last few months back. And one of the things I want to talk to you about today is kind of on the same subject. I went past our schools the other day, and I saw elementary school students in the streets. I saw high school students and middle school students protesting this while they were supposed to be in school safe. I saw them by Mountain View High School being driven up and down the street in cars, sitting on the window sills of the car with signs holding them out like this. Not in the seat, not in the seat belt, anything. I don't care if they're protesting for ICE or against ICE. If people are watching, like these other people said, people are being shot, people are being run over. These kids are in the street. What the hell is the matter with our superintendent of Auburn schools allowing those children to be on the street? They need to be in the school. I retired from the Seattle Public Schools after 31 years. All of our schools are locked up. Nobody can get in those schools to protect our children. The front door, you walk up, you have to push a button so they can know who you are before they allow you to walk in. And because we have certain teachers and people that feel one direction, they have our students, our children, they're putting them in harm's way. They need to be removed from office as soon as possible. A lady went to pick up her child, had no idea what was going on. They threw stuff at her and booed her, and she had no idea where her kid was. They didn't know where her child was. At a middle school, they had to find out where her child was because they were taking time out of our schools and our children out of the school classroom and walking our streets with signs to protest things that a fourth of the high school students have the right to really protest. They're 18. Other than that, these little babies, they don't know anything. They need to be in school. These children in junior highs and middle schools need to be in the class where it's safe, not walk in the streets trying to protest something that doesn't, it's all it's going to do is get them in trouble. I watch those kids drive up and down those streets with adults driving the cars, teachers driving the cars going 35 miles an hour or better, coming up to them while they were turning around in the street. This is safety for our children? This is it's nuts. We need to talk to the superintendent of the school. We need to find out what's going on. Principals who let those kids out, teachers who let those kids out and guided them, superintendent, they all need to be held accountable. I called CPS and talked to them about this. This is absolute child abuse. They are directly putting our children in line of being hurt. Walking in streets, holding signs where we know people are being shot all over this country. People are being beat up. And we're taking our kids out of classes and making them walk. I hope you listen this time. Last time I was here, talked to you, and when I left, I never got a call. I never got a thank you.
I need
In
you
fact,
to wrap
most of
up,
you
sir.
didn't listen.
You're
I know
free.
my time is up.
Okay.
So I hope you listen this time.
Thank you. Is there anyone else? Yes, please come forward. Name, city of residence for the record, and please limit comments to 3 minutes.
Hello there. My name is, do I have to bend over?
You do not
Can
have to
hear
bend
me?
over.
I feel like, okay.
Just if you could speak loudly so people can hear.
Okay. My name is Ashley Sprecher. I've lived in Auburn for the last 15 years. Members of the council, thank you for the opportunity to speak. Mayor Nancy Backus, thank you for the opportunity to speak. I'm here tonight to ask the city of Auburn to remove flock surveillance cameras from our intersections. This is very much in line with other people who are here, but this is more sinister because not everybody knows that the flock cameras, the cameras that are at all of our intersections, they don't know that those aren't just red light cameras. They're license plate reading cameras that then coordinate with other agencies throughout the country. They're creating profiles of every single driver, and then putting behavioral profiles together. I'm gonna read because I'm like getting off track, but these cameras are paid for with our tax dollars, and I do not consent to funding a system that treats everyday residents as potential suspects simply for moving through their own city. At its core, this is a question of values. Auburn is not a high-security compound, it's a community. And mass surveillance, especially at the scale and permanence that these systems enable, fundamentally changes the relationship between the residents and the government. Flock cameras do not just capture license plates, they capture data. That data is stored, shared, analyzed, and increasingly aggregated into detailed behavioral profiles, where people go, how often, at what times, and with whom patterns overlap. These systems do not exist in isolation. Companies like Palantir and others specialize in stitching together disparate data sources into comprehensive individual profiles. Once that infrastructure exists, it doesn't shrink, it only expands. Supporters often say, if you're not doing anything wrong, you have nothing to worry about. But history tells us that that's not true of Big Brother systems. Across the country, people have already been wrongly apprehended, detained, and even beaten and killed based on flawed data, misidentification, or over-reliance in automated systems like these. Even one such case makes it unacceptable. Even if one person was the collateral damage, it's unacceptable. But it's happening over and over and over again. I'm out of time, but I urge you, please remove them, bag them, do whatever we can. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak this evening? Name and city of residence for the record, and please limit comments to 3 minutes.
Good evening, council. You all know me. I'm Ronnie Morgan. I live on I Street here in Auburn. And I'm just here to talk a little bit about you guys to try to think about the future of Auburn a little bit more carefully when you're thinking about the ordinances that you're passing. Last week or 2 weeks ago, you guys authorized more of the cameras, like she was saying, to be put out there, 8 more, I believe. Pretty soon, cars are going to be driving themselves. And in about maybe 15 years from now, tops, hopefully, we'll have our bypass that drops people right at the Muckleshoot. So we'll be able to go 70 miles an hour down the freeway to the next exit down and get off over there. We don't need a camera going up the hill to the Muckleshoot. My opinion on that. I'm trying to be real quick because I only got a couple minutes. You guys are going to be looking at ordinance later on today about the square footage on the buildings. Now, Tommy Bahama's got 9 more years left here. We're real proud of having him here, but I don't know if we're going to still have him if you guys keep raising their rates. And, I mean, we've seen businesses go out. Verdant, another auto dealership, just went out again. So I think that's like the 3rd one in a year. You guys need to start thinking about the cost of these ordinances that you guys are passing. I know that we need money for utilities. We need money for garbage services, but you guys got to start thinking about how to generate money that isn't dependent on raising taxes for our community. One of the things that you guys also just passed was to support an elitist hobby with our airport instead of trying to figure out what the best use of that space could be in the next 20 years. You guys decided to put us into a debt to be able to do the work that it needs to make it bigger. And I think you guys are going in the wrong direction. Figure out what we can do with that space. Can we make it an IT park so that people that I'm selling cars to in Covington that are commuting all the way to Redmond because they need an IT park in our area, or whatever it is, figure out what the best use for that area is and do it. We have a lot of warehouse space here in Auburn, and a lot of it's empty. We have space, and it's going to be more empty if you guys keep putting more taxes on it. So I've only got about 30 seconds left. I just want to say you guys do a good job on a lot of things, but you drop the ball on others. So just think about the ordinances that you're passing. Think about the future of Auburn and how you want it to be and how you want it to look in the next 20 years and not in the next 5 minutes. In 10 years from now, cars are going to be driving themselves. You'll be able to go, take me to grandma's house and play a video game while you're going there. The cars are already going there. If you look at a brand new 2026 Kia, it drives itself. You push a button. Go ride a Tesla and go to sleep. No more cameras. It's a waste of the money and time.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak this evening? Final time, is there anyone else that would like to speak this evening? Please come forward, give your name and city of residence for the record, and please limit comments to 3 minutes.
Virginia Haugen, 2503 R Street, Southeast in Auburn. I take them home with me and I read them. We call it a roundabout on our street. It's more than a roundabout. The first time I heard about it, it was a street widening, and it's going to take about that much of my front yard. But oh boy, it's going to do a lot of damage to a lot of other people. Cameras, government overreach. Is somebody making a mistake years and years ago, taking a piece of the reservation from the Muckleshoot tribe, and now I see that the city of Auburn is having to put a new point of beginning in the street? Nobody did it until we decided to widen our street southeast. Now, if I pitched a fit at a study session about a week ago, congrats to Ms. Taylor for stopping me, and I did leave, but thought I left my phone in here, so I came back, and of course the assistant police chief got to his feet again. I don't like doing stuff like this, but I know what's going on, and I know why ISIS is out there arresting people. I understand it, but killing people ain't gonna stop it. Thank you. Oh, and they're here. All you have to do is read them. You want to know about the airport hangars? B&O taxes? You can find it.
Thank you. One final time, is there anyone else that would like to speak this evening? All right, we will close public comment. Sean, do we have any correspondence this evening?
No, Your Honor.
All right. We'll move to the consent agenda. All matters listed on the consent agenda are considered by the City Council to be routine and will be enacted by one motion in the form listed. Is there a motion? Deputy Mayor Taylor.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you. Is there a second? Councilmember Ammer.
I second, ma'am.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Taylor.
Thank you, Mayor. Everything listed in the consent agenda, concluding claims vouchers backdated on January 14th, January 20th, also payroll, and January 28th, as well as payroll vouchers that are also listed in the consent agenda there. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Are there any questions or comments or any items, council, that you would like to have removed for separate consideration on the consent agenda? All right. All those in favor of the consent agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. The consent agenda passes. We have no unfinished business or new business this evening, so we'll move to ordinances. Ordinance number 7011, an ordinance amending Chapter 2.46, Hearing Examiner, 3.41, Solid Waste Garbage Utility Tax, 3.53 and 3.54, Business and Occupation Tax and Square Footage Tax, and the corresponding administrative codes, 3.62, Administrative Code for certain city taxes, and 3.88, Utility Services of the Auburn City Code. Is there a motion to approve? Councilmember Ammer.
I make a motion to approve ordinance number 7011.
Thank you. Is there a second? Councilmember Sturgis.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll second.
Thank you. Councilmember Ammer.
First of all, this is not tax increase. That's actually, as last week, our Director Thomas cleared, it's the proposed change needed to clarity for city code along for greater precision implement. So technically, all what been done, just a clear word to make it clear so the business owner will understand everything rather than communicate. So just want to clear it.
Thank you. All right. Are there any questions or comments from the council? All those in favor of ordinance number 7011, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Ordinance number 7011 passes. Under resolutions, resolution number 5863, a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute the King County Cities Climate Collaboration, K4C, interlocal agreement, thereby making the city of Auburn a partner city. Is there a motion to approve? Councilmember Baldwin.
I would move to approve resolution number 5863.
Thank you. Is there a second? Councilmember Ammer.
I second, ma'am.
Thank you. Councilmember Baldwin.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. So participation in K4C will provide the City of Auburn with regional coordination opportunities and shared resources that will better equip the city to advance the goals and strategies outlined in the climate element of our comprehensive plan. This committee was established in 2012 by King County, and it currently includes 24 partner jurisdictions, which represent more than 87% of King County population. So we'll be joining quite a good group there. Thank you.
Thank you. And just before your time, Councilmember Baldwin, Auburn was a member for at least a year or two, and then not sure how we didn't rejoin, but
We are now.
Yes.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yes.
In a moment.
all right, are there any questions or comments from council? All those in favor of resolution number 5863, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Resolution number 5863 passes. Resolution number 5881, a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute agreements to accept stormwater capacity grants from the Washington State Department of Ecology for implementing the National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System Municipal Stormwater Phase 2 permit requirements. Is there a motion to approve? Councilmember Baldwin.
Thank you, Mayor. I would move to adopt resolution number 5881.
Thank you. Second, Deputy Mayor Taylor.
Thank you, Mayor. I second.
Thank you. Councilmember Baldwin.
The Washington State Department of Ecology provides biennial, non-competitive stormwater capacity grants to all Phase 1 and Phase 2 municipal permittees under the National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System, or NPDES program. As a Phase 2 permittee, the City of Auburn is eligible every 2 years to receive this grant, to receive the funding, to support implementation of its citywide NPDES stormwater permit. This resolution will authorize the mayor to execute recurring biennial agreements to accept the stormwater capacity grants from the Washington State Department of Ecology for implementing and managing those requirements.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments from council? All those in favor of resolution number 5881, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Resolution number 5881 passes. Resolution number 5882, a resolution authorizing the mayor to grant an easement to Puget Sound Energy for the purpose of installing underground gas facilities for the AWOS Beacon and Emergency Generator Project, CP 2335. Is there a motion to approve? Councilmember Baldwin.
I would move to adopt resolution number 5882.
Thank you. Is there a second? Councilmember Ammer.
I second.
Thank you. Councilmember Baldwin.
Yep. The city has applied for a new Puget Sound Energy gas service to power the new generator that's being installed at the Auburn Municipal Airport. PSC does require an easement for the portion of the new gas service that will be installed on our property.
Thank you. Questions or comments from council? All those in favor of resolution number 5882, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Resolution number 5882 passes. Resolution number 5887, a resolution authorizing the mayor to approve the conceptual design, fabricate, and install a public art piece into the Auburn Downtown Park, qualifying for the 1% for art for the theater and park design project. Is there a motion? Councilmember Taylor.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to adopt Resolution 5887.
Thank you. Is there a second? Councilmember Rakes.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Councilmember Taylor.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution number 5887 would authorize the mayor to approve the conceptual design, fabrication, and installation of a public art piece in the Auburn Downtown Park, qualifying the artwork for the 1% for the art for the theater and the park design project.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments from council? All right. All those in favor of resolution number 5887, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Resolution number 5887 passes. Resolution number 5888, a resolution approving a mutual aid interlocal agreement between the City of Renton and the City of Auburn related to the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Is there a motion? Councilmember Sturgis.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to adopt resolution number 5888.
Thank you. Is there a second? Councilmember Taylor.
Second that motion.
Thank you. Councilmember Sturgis.
Thank you, Mayor. As you know, the FIFA World Cup is coming to Washington beginning in June 2026. So the background for this one is a mutual aid interlocal agreement with the city of Renton, which would allow Auburn police officers to provide assistance to the Renton Police Department during the 2026 FIFA World Cup competition. The agreement is specific for the duration of the World Cup competition and provides guidelines for the city of Renton to provide financial reimbursement to the city of Auburn for police services rendered.
Thank you. Questions or comments from council? Councilmember Baldwin.
I was just going to say, having been in Europe during a World Cup game, crowds can get pretty rowdy, so I think Renton will be well served by having the support of our police force. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. All those in favor of resolution number 5888, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Resolution number 5888 passes. All right, council, we now have need for a closed session. The city council will adjourn into a closed session per RCW 42.30.140, sub 4, sub B, excuse me, for a discussion on a collective bargaining agreement. The estimated time for the closed session is 20 minutes. We will return, I'm going to give us 2 minutes to get in there and get settled. So we will return at 7:54. Along with myself, City Council, City Attorney Whalen, Human Resources Director Martinson, and Assistant Director Barber will all be required to attend, and there is anticipated after the closed session. So we will adjourn to closed session. We will call the Auburn City Council meeting back to order. And we will add two resolutions under item F, resolution number 5892. And the resolution is a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a collective bargaining agreement between the City of Auburn and Teamsters Union Local Number 117 outside for unit for 2026 through 2028. Is there a motion? Deputy Mayor Taylor.
I move to adopt resolution number 5892.
Thank you. Is there a second? Councilmember Ammer.
I second.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Taylor.
Thank you, Mayor. The city has reached a fully recommended settlement agreement with Teamsters Local Union Number 117 for a successor collective bargaining agreement covering the period of January 1, 2026 through December 31st, 2028. The agreement reflects negotiated updates to wages, working conditions, premium pay provisions, and several operational articles designed to improve clarity, consistency, and workforce safety while maintaining fiscal responsibility. This agreement also modernizes language throughout the contract, including gender-neutral terms, grammatical corrections, and renumbering of articles.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments from council? All those in favor of resolution number 5892, please say aye.
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 All opposed, please say no. Resolution number 5892 passes. All right, we will now move to mayor and council reports. And these reports are for significant items associated with the appointed positions on federal, state, regional, and local organizations. We will begin with Deputy Mayor Taylor.
Thank you, Mayor. I have been newly appointed to the National League of Cities Transportation Committee, which I had served on my first meeting today. Very excited about the opportunity to serve on this committee, especially for transportation in our city. I'm looking forward to working with the rest of the committee from all over the United States to talk a little bit more about transportation and what we can bring back for our community. I do want to give a quick shout out about two Auburn parks. Just recently, I saw something about Mrs. White. She is a woodworking student or teacher at Auburn Riverside. Her woodworking class built a little library that was donated at Ragnar Park, which is very exciting. So if you get an opportunity to go down there and do so, those woodworking students did an incredible job, and I'm super excited to see something like that in our parks. And then finally, AWC Action Days, which was super, just such a great day. Spent time with Councilmember Ammer, Councilmember Sturgis, Councilmember Taylor, and Councilmember Baldwin, advocating for our city with our state representatives, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Ammer.
I have a lot on my list, but I'll keep it short today. One thing that I want to say, AWC Action Day being covered, we attend Good Eggs Breakfast, where the executive, King County Executive Jeremiah came and shared his priority. Being appointed by Sound City Association for Regional Water Quality Committee, I appreciate the support I'm getting from Director Ingrid, which we had meeting today to help me because there is a lot and they came in the middle and tried to catch up. So I kept it short. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Sturgis.
Thank you, Mayor. As well, was really grateful for the opportunity on January 21st to attend City Action Days in Olympia. I was only able to attend that first day, but it was a great learning on effective advocacy and how we as local leaders can best engage and with our state legislatures. Thank you to the three of you who on day 2 really made sure that Auburn's priorities were heard and understood and represented at the state level. I was proud to be a part of that. Last Thursday, I had a great engagement with Representative Stearns. Just really got to pick his brain on how to best advocate and stay involved with the bills that are kind of most important for our city and how they affect us. So I was grateful for that learning and guidance. Today, I was excited to meet with our leadership retreat facilitator in preparation for the annual retreat coming up on the 19th and 20th. So thank you for that opportunity. And then I'm really grateful for the opportunity to SCA be appointed for SCA on the Domestic Violence Initiatives Task Force as an alternate. So looking forward to that learning and that opportunity over this next year.
Thank you. Councilmember Taylor.
Thank you, Mayor. I too had an opportunity to participate in the AWC City Action Day. I also missed the second day. I was looking forward to meeting with the legislators, but I had a sick 5-year-old, so I had to dip out early. But the first day was great. Got a chance to be a part of the forming of the first Black municipal leaders for AWC. So I'm pretty excited about that. There was six of us that day. I think there's 8 now. So looking forward to seeing how that's going to come together. A really good conversation with my colleagues in there from Renton, SeaTac, and I believe Tukwila, as well as one other city that escapes my mind. But I was excited about that. And then finally, it wasn't in an official capacity, but when they made the introduction, they did mention that I was Auburn City Council, so I thought that I would make mention of it here. I was invited to be the keynote speaker at Auburn High School for their Martin Luther King Jr. Day Assembly. So I got a chance to speak to about, I think it said like 1,900 students there. They broke them up in groups, but it was an opportunity to address the entire assembly for something that's very dear to my heart. So I appreciated that opportunity and look forward to going back in the future.
Thank you. Councilmember Lott.
Nothing for me to report. I will say I'm still working my way through understanding and learning from all the departments on how the city operates and what they're responsible for. So hopefully I'll have more to report next meeting.
Councilmember Baldwin.
Thank you, Mayor. As noted, I was present and attending the Association of Washington Cities Lobby Days. So had the opportunity to meet with Senator Claudia Kaufman of the 47th, Senator Claire Wilson of the 30th, and Representative Deborah Entman of the 47th. Really great conversations there and working to see what we can do to move Auburn forward. I also attended the January 25th Auburn Symphony Joyful Triumph piece that they had. That was really beautiful afternoon to just see art and the incredible work of the musicians that we have here in Auburn. And from an announcements perspective, I was appointed to the Growth Management Planning Council with SCA, as well as the Human Development Committee with NLC. So I'll be representing Auburn in those places. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Rakes.
I have no report tonight.
Okay, thank you. All right, so I also attended AWC City Action Days. That has been well reported by council. So I will move on to the U.S. Conference of Mayors, which I attended last week in Washington, D.C. One of our first sessions, we heard from Senator Elizabeth Warren about housing and the bipartisan legislation that she is working on with Senator Scott, who is the chairman of the Banking, Housing, and Urban Development Committee. And she said, while they don't always agree on everything, it started by them talking about the need for affordable housing and more housing units in this country. And so, as we have said numerous times, if you can find one thing that you can agree on, you find it more easy over time to find other things to agree on. So she's very excited about this bipartisan legislation. It has 40 different pieces within the bill. And so that is by design so that most of the congressional group will be able to find something in there that they can support. It includes manufactured housing, being able to have federal loans for manufactured housing, because right now there is an axle restriction on being able to get federal housing. There is an innovation fund so that if you have a good idea and you can show how the cost per unit works, then federal funds would be available. Of course, there will be restrictions on that, but they are limited. There will be plan books of pre-approved plans so that it is easier for the approval of building houses. We also heard from the mayor of San Francisco, Daniel Lurie, who is brand new to being the mayor. And he said keeping people safe is his number one priority, but he also embraces the cheerleader role. And he was very proud to talk about ending open drug use on the streets in San Francisco. And so he did get a lot of applause for that. He also wants to make it easier for housing and for small businesses and to bring pride back to San Franciscans, is how he called them. We heard a little bit about how cities are using AI today. There are obviously some who are afraid of AI, some who are embracing it, but Bloomberg Philanthropies City Data Alliance had a representative there talking about how we can better use AI in improved services as well as efficiencies. We met the mayors of Auburn, Federal Way, Kent, Renton, and Issaquah, met with Senator Cantwell as well as Senator Murray, and we spoke about the recent flooding, especially Auburn, Kent, and Renton, and some Issaquah, about the recent flooding and the need for assistance and to work more closely with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to ensure that the gauges are recalibrated that are determining what the capacity and the cubic feet per second, or CFS, is that can be allowed within both the White River and the Green River. It has been probably a decade or two since that calibration, and we asked the senators if they would help to facilitate a meeting with the Corps, and they were both very excited by that idea. So I am looking forward to that meeting coming about. We had affordable housing discussions, and I am very optimistic that both of our senators are very supportive. Senator Cantwell has been a long-time fan of tax credits, and so she has been a cheerleader and an advocate for many years, and we appreciate the 9% and the 4% tax credits that are available. Let's see, one more item that I will share. We also heard on Thursday morning from the mayors of Miami, New Orleans, and Seattle, all brand new female mayors. And Miami talked about permitting reform, something that we have talked about here, and how do we streamline the processes to remove some of the cost from developers for housing so that they in turn can share that savings with the buyers. Miami mayor spoke of the financial stresses when she came into office. New Orleans has a $220 million budget deficit. $220 million. So she said they're making significant budget cuts across departments, but not some of the departments that she felt are critical to the, not that all departments aren't critical, but she was not going to have any cuts in permitting, areas of permitting, utilities, and public safety, to name three. And she wants to make sure she's focused on priorities and to not be sidetracked by the shiny, pretty objects, but to stay on track. Seattle mayor talked about housing affordability and social housing. She wants to meet with social housing developers to build permanently affordable mixed income housing, and also talked about childcare, pulling together providers to determine how to make it more affordable and how to ensure food access. So all in all, it was a very good week. It was a very cold week. We came in right after their snow event, and I think on a good day it was maybe 15 to 20 degrees. So glad to be back in the balmy 45-degree Pacific Northwest. And with that, we've already had our closed session. There are no needs for any other closed or executive sessions. We are adjourned.